Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, for our Patreon cast for the week of July the 22nd, it's going to be Sharp versus Soulkey here on Circuit Breakers. Bottom left, we have our blue Terran player. It is Sharp. He likes to stream a lot. I'll put a link to his stream in the description. And in the top right, we have Soulkey, the purple Zerg player. He also likes to stream. And again, you can find a link to his stream in the description. What's up, Terry? How's it going today? Yes, I know. I know you like to scout a lot, and I'm not going to tell you where Sharp is. You're going to have to find out for yourself. Alright, so at TVZ here on Circuit Breakers. I kind of feel like this is a Terran favored map, but I feel like Soulkey is good enough that he can overcome that disadvantage and beat Sharp here today. But Sharp is a very solid Terran player. I kind of feel like this is going to be a good game. And oh, hang on a second. Are we scouting with a drone? Yes, we are. Huh. Alright, Soulkey. Worried about proxies, are we? And yeah, this is going to be a 12 hatch here. Dun 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 dun. And about an 11 racks. There we go. 11 racks opening. Nothing too crazy. There's the 12 hatch. Cool. Alright, so nobody's surprising us with anything right now. Both players just going for stuff inside their own bases. Hatch first from the Zerg, a little greedy, but should be able to get away with it. Sharp is not proxying or anything. And Soulkey taking that risk, taking that calculated risk to see if he can get away with this. And he can. And it worked out, right? He didn't have any information. He wasn't scouted. He didn't scout anything inside the Terran base before he went for that 12 hatcheroony. So far, so good. Gonna pop up here at about the same time the barracks finishes. Check for gas. Sees no gas. Alright, cool. So it is probably going to be a 1 racks into an expansion out of Sharp. And everything is cool. Everything is fine here in Zergland. As the SCV is now scouting around to see what's going on over here in Zergland, and he's going to see that the hatchery is just about done. Which means the pool is not anywhere near done, which means he doesn't have to worry about Zerglings, so just throw it on that command center. No problem, low ground. We can protect that SCV with a Marine. We made 1 Marine, and that's going to be it. And the macro hatch at the top of the ramp here in the main base as well. Alright. So far, I'm going to say this is so good from both players. The timings are excellent. Obviously, they're scouting very well, too. They know what their opponents are up to. There is no fear at this point. They don't have to worry about early pressure for anyone. Looks like Sharp might... I mean, sure, man. You can go ahead and send these Marines out if you want, but you're not getting any damage done on the other side, right? There's going to be Lings out, and there are 2 sets of Lings in production, and everything is totally cool here. The question is, do we get speed for the Lings, or do we go for a fast layer and go for the Mutalisks? That is always the question that's on my mind, personally. Oh, he was looking for an Overlord. No, Terry, it's you! Terry, run! Terry! Oh, Terry is safe. Oh, okay, thank goodness. Thank goodness that Terry is safe there. I was worried about him for a hot minute. The fly landed on my arm and went away. Okay, so we are going metabolic boost. He is going for speed for his Lings, which feels, I don't know, it feels to me like he's expecting a little bit of pressure here from Sharp, which, fair enough, I guess. We are still kind of, you know, making Marines here, obviously. This is a good number of, this is just non-stop Marine production, considering he only has 1 barracks. So the Lings are going to chase this SCV without speed. They're not going to be able to kill it. Not at all, Zerglings. I appreciate your ability to scratch and claw things to death. Oh, look, and then the Lings move out, and these guys move in. But, dude, Soulkey's making a lot of Zerglings, and all of these Marines are dead, but they died in the sacrifice of scouting information. Right? He got in here to see what's going on. He does see the lair timing, he sees the number of Zerglings, and he's like, okay, so what are we going to do? Throw down a bunker at the bottom of the ramp? The Lings are trying to take advantage of that. Speed kicks in right at the nice time here for Soulkey. He timed that very well. And the Lings are like, we're just going to sit back here and deny mining if you're okay with that. You're probably not, obviously. Oh, more Lings coming in. That's a almost full bunker, though, and there are Marines in position to make that full. So, it's a lot of Zerglings produced from Soulkey to accomplish not a whole lot, I'm going to say. He's down 29 to 24 total workers, which is bad news bears. He's got the macro hatch, which is cool. He can catch up in worker count, no problem. And he's got that Spire coming in here at the same time. So, +1 attack on the way for the Terran. He's getting Stim. He's getting a Medic. He's making them SCVs. He's trying to saturate up that natural base as fast as he can. And he says it's probably going to be Mutalisks. The opening for Zerg players is about 90% of the time 2-base Muta. And I should be able to hold that. I'm not going to worry about it at all. Yeah, Sharp's just a good enough player. He's not going to die to the additional Mutalisks. And Zerg players know that, right? They're not necessarily straight up trying to kill the Terran, although sometimes they do with it. It's just they need to force the Terran to spend money on things like missile turrets instead of things like extra Marines or upgrades. Kind of the same reason that you attack a Zerg player, to force them to make units instead of drones, which is all Zerg want to do. Most Zergs, all they want to do is just make drones for the first, 6 minutes, 7 minutes of the game. Unless, I guess, they're making this many Lings to be aggressive, as Soulkey was. So, again, it depends on who we're talking about here. Soulkey could go for... Is he scouting around? I think he's checking to make sure there's not, like, an SCV here or anything. What he needs to do is go for a third base sooner rather than later, but he also needs to make a ton of Mutalisks. So there we go. 9 Mutalisks instantly pop as soon as that Spire finishes. And then I think with the next 300, next 300 minerals that he gets, he's going to toss that down. And the Lings are just here basically to make sure that the Marines don't walk across the map easily, right? They might not be able to prevent this from happening, but they can delay it enough to where the Mutalisks have popped. They're out, in which they are, because Mutalisks build pretty quickly, all things considered. Range upgrade almost done for the Marines too, super duper useful, and obviously we have the turrets coming up here in Terranville to deal with the Mutalisks if they come around here, which they will. Guaranteed. So this is where Sharp, he has to decide what to do. Does he want to move out? He probably will lose everybody if he does, but if he can make some good engagements, he could maybe take down the third base, which would pretty much kind of be an instant win here. That's a fast third without any lurker support. The problem is the Mutacat is heavy enough, right? Soulkey has invested enough into these Mutalisks to be like, well, we can't just walk out. It turns out there. Yeah. It's not going to happen. These Mutalisks are too plentiful. They're not throwing away their lives on those turrets at all. Queen's Nest coming in from Soulkey. Mutalisks. Yeah, thinking about it here. There's enough Lings, though. Oh, boy. Okay, so this is our engagement, I guess. Firebat's doing some work. The Lings actually go for the run-by. 0 Mutalisks die. What is going on here? I thought for sure we'd lose 1. Okay, now we're going to lose 1 to missile turrets, right? No. He's getting extremely lucky. The Lings are inside the main base. Remember, these turrets, they're not good against Zerglings, it turns out. I cannot believe every Mutalisk is alive. That's a great turret snipe. Oh my gosh, these Mutalisks are doing so much work. Okay, what? Oh, 2 go down instantly. Yeah, 2 of them, 3 or 4 of them are really low on HP. 1 missile turret strike would be enough to take down a Muta, and they did. So, Lurker aspect coming in. They're going to have to defend this base with some Lurkers, obviously. But, yeah, Hydralisks doing their job, I'd say. Really keeping Sharp at home. Those Lings getting into the main were super annoying, too. But I don't think any SCVs died, if just that one turret. Maybe a couple SCVs did. Perhaps a couple of them did there. Muta's engaging and losing another one there. Once again, no upgrades. Wow, 0 upgrade Mutas, 0 upgrade Zerglings. You know what? It doesn't matter. If you're in good enough numbers, it doesn't matter. The +1 attack, range upgrade, stim upgraded Marines, not able to hold here. And if this bunker goes down, that could be the start of a terrible, terrible situation. And it is a terrible situation for Sharp. He's just getting picked apart here. That entire bunker died. Everybody inside died. And Soulkey's like, well, all of my Mutalisks are basically dead. I only have 2 Zerglings remaining. Let's drone out this third base a little bit. Let's make sure we have some Lurkers. Right? Make sure we have some Lurkers. Oh my gosh, he already has a hive. That's right. The Queen's Nest was coming in earlier. Ooh, it's moving so fast. It's moving so fast for Sharp, too, I bet. I think we're going to hit Defiler Tech here a lot sooner than he's hoping for. Anyway, yeah, there's your Defiler Mound, Nidus Canal to connect the third base to the natural or to the main base, whatever you're into. Actually, There's the canal. So natural base. That's the choice that was made. All right, so we're just 8-raxing it, right? Yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got 2 starports to make double. Ooh, drop ships, though. I don't know about... Man, so replace some of the Mutalisks. I don't know about drops. If we're dealing with this many Mutalisks running around. Is he getting upgrades for these things? I'm just... No, he doesn't feel like upgrades are worth it, I guess. He's made so many Mutalisks, though. That was 1 Marine for 1 Mutalisk. That's not a good trade at all. Consume's getting started, obviously, for the Defilers, as they are wont to do. Lurker out in the main base. Just gonna burrow here, in case something shows up that's annoying. Like, I don't know. A drop, maybe, because that's what we're making out of this starport. Okay, just kidding. We have our drop ships. Now we're making science vessels. So we're going to go for a drop at the 3rd. But again, the problem with that is the Nidus Canal allows for instant defense. All the reinforcements here, all the ground reinforcements, rather, at the natural base here can be shunted over to the 3rd base very quickly. I mean, virtually instantaneously. So SCV scouting ahead to make sure that the drop ships are not... Yeah, there we go. There are the reinforcements I was talking about. Here come the Zerglings, and you're kind of unloading into a war zone. If you could unload all those guys at once, it'd be 1, much harder for the Zerg player to stop, and 2, probably overpowered. But the one-at-a-time nature of it kind of makes it its own thing. It's the same thing for... Oh, jeez. Remember what I said about the Mutalisks? It's the same thing for shuttles and for overlords, too. They all unload and load one at a time. So you can't just unload everything at the same time, because that would be super overpowered for... I mean, can you imagine Zerg? If their Doom drops unloaded everything in the overlords at once? No, that'd be impossible to stop. Impossible. So yeah, that's the balance we're looking at here. Adrenal glands on the way. Extra 3 hatches on the way, which means macro hatch, ele macro hatch. Been watching the Netflix original series Lupin recently, which is a French language TV show about a dude who lives in France and is kind of what they call a gentleman burglar. It's been pretty good. I watched season 1 yesterday. It's been pretty fantastic. And I'm going to watch season 2 probably tomorrow is the plan. It's only 5 episodes each. It's not like a crazy investment, but I like the acting. The performances are good. It's okay. There's a couple situations where I'm like, this is dumb. But for the most part, I really enjoyed it. All right. Simultaneous multiple attacks here out of Sharp. He's going to maybe push on this bottom right while he takes out the top right. I don't know, man. There's 2 lurkers defending this base. I don't know if you have enough Marines to handle that. The Dark Swarm is up. Oh, the Scourge takes down the Science Vessel because he wasn't paying attention. All right, this is extremely problematic all of a sudden here. I mean, the Dark Swarm is keeping whatever's in here alive, which is a handful of Zerglings with no upgrades at all again. Nice target fire, but the lurkers come in with the Dark Swarm. Everybody runs for their lives. Once again, thanks to everybody who is watching this on patreon.com/Falcon Paladin. The week of July the 22nd. Thanks for supporting me out there for as little as $1 a month. You are the greatest. And if you're watching this in the month of August, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, as this is just getting pushed back. Absolutely pushed back here by Soulkey. He doesn't believe in upgrade. I guess he's okay. The 1-1 for the Lings and maybe the potential Ultralisks. Man. All right, that drop got obliterated. Once again, going for drops when there's a bunch of Mutalisks already out is a dicey situation. Hey, look, an Ultralisk Cavern is on the way. So we're going to... That's what the upgrades are for. Plague on the way, too. Oh, this fly is bugging me. Get out of here, fly. I mean, it's in the name, right? Flies, they bug you because they're bugs. Sharp's got a 3rd base rolling. A little Ling attack accomplishes virtually nothing. I think maybe some of these SCVs are a little bit injured. Yeah, a little bit. Tiny bit injured. This group just kind of got forgotten over here, and as a result, they're going to be fine. Cool. Great job, guys. No micro at all. Just casually murdering these now 1-1 Zerglings, but are they behind? Yeah, 2-1 upgrades. Here for Sharp now. Ah, Firebat. Oh, Firebat died. but helped to weaken the rest of the Zerglings, so they all died, so the friends are alive. I don't know what this group of Marines is here for at all, to be honest with you. This is a pretty strong push out of Sharp. He's unfortunately down about 15-20 supply here to the Zerg player. Also, this is the very classic move of sending Lings along the reinforcing path for a Terran and killing stuff as it comes up, 1 or 2 at a time, but actually sending reinforcements back to make sure that doesn't happen. Sharp trying to make sure there's not any kind of a 5th base here, but I mean, it's already 4 bases. Yeah, nice irradiates. Nice, there's your Plague. Ooh, does only catch a Marine and a Science Vessel. Let's see, what is actually covered by Dark Swarm is always a weird question of mine. Anyway, Kindness Plating getting started. We're working on Defiler Energy because you can throw more stuff down that way. Or more frequently, I guess. Once again, upgrade advantage. +2 attack with, of course, with the medic support, obviously. I guess Adrenal Glands is done, which is a big freaking deal. The Dark Swarm is being placed perfectly by Soulkey. Honestly, just such a fantastic spell. It's disgustingly good on offense. It's pretty good on defense, too. Probably better on offense, if I had to guess. Anyway, I did actually put together a Brood War unit tier list on my live stream on Sunday, July the 18th. Yeah, no. This is actually not going very well all of a sudden for Soulkey. There's a Dark Swarm, and suddenly everything changes. These Marines, they do snipe the Defiler. Again, killing Defilers is great, but the Dark Swarm of theirs, you know, persists for a while. Yeah, if you want to see that Brood War tier list I put together, I put it at twitter.com/Falcon Paladin. You can, it's my pinned tweet currently, so it's pretty easy to find. Alright, once again, the Dark Swarm and all these Marines. It's not a good combination, Sharp. I'm just tossing it out there. Also, boy, this 4th base is going pretty well for Sharp. Not too bad. I like the concept. This group's doing nothing, which concerns me. Like Sharp, I know, he's thinking about it. Ooh, Sharp double expanding here, sort of. He's got a 4th base and a 5th base up the top left. Once again, the Dark Swarm Lurker combo. It's going pretty well. I mean, the larger problem here is that Sharp is still down about 30 supply. Even though he's been pumping all of these Marines, right? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's like 9 racks, whatever. We call it an 8th racks. He's replacing Science Vessels. He's not done a great job keeping those alive. Based on the fact that none of these groups have Science Vessels with them. In fact, there may even, well, oh no, there's a few down here. That's pretty good. L'Ultralisks. The Ultras are coming. They don't like going up ramps into mass groups of Marines with +3 attack, though. Especially when they have been irradiated. Whoa, okay, this is better, though. We just got some random Ultras with no Defiler support wandering their way into, well, a place where they win. The Irradiates come in, but that just kind of helps them kill SCVs more quickly. As it turns out, these Zerglings along the low ground, now that they have upgrades and Adrenal Glands, they have 2-2. They're going to trade better. Not, you know, perfectly. They didn't win that fight, but they whittled down that Marine count pretty effectively. Sharp's 4th base is forced to lift off. His 5th base is this one Ultralisk who's been irradiated. Maybe hasn't been irradiated yet, but he's going to try to shut this base down all by his lonesome, which is cool. The Scourge attack, though. Oh, that was insane. Okay, mostly insane. I think 2 Science Vessels went down. That could have been a lot worse. Great target firing at the last second there from those Marines, especially considering everything else that was going on there from Sharp. But Soulkey's macro is currently on fire. He's maxed out at 19 minutes. Sharp's only at 134 supply. These Ultras are being an incredible nuisance. Here at the 4th base, the 5th base is up because there's a single Zergling and a single Ultra there to prevent it from existing, I guess. And yeah, just Ultraling, man. Ultraling all day. Irradiate me all you wish, say the Ultralisks. It will just help us kill your Marines more quickly. Down south, yeah, that's being won. Oh, a Plague all over those science vessels. Trying to stand in and fight while underwhelming odds and good game. Overwhelming odds. Good game. Soulkey is your winner in exactly 20 minutes. And wow. I'm going to be honest, I really did not expect that kind of a win from Soulkey here. I know Soulkey is a more accomplished player, but man, on this map, where it's a little bit Terran favored in a lot of ways, Soulkey was just able to get a ton of Mutalisks out, get some great trades, right? Get up to a hive while that was going on, get a third base before his lurker aspect was complete. Never had to deal with any of that. The drops were pretty ill-advised. The drop at the third base got shut down. The drop at the main base got shut down worse, I think. That's where the dropships actually died. You probably would have done better just going right into science vessels. And then again, the science vessel count, not awesome for most of the game here. At the end of the day, there were only 5, and I probably made, I want to say, at least 15. And he's got plagued. And yeah, this little run into the third base. A good indication this game is over as well. Just too much. Too much Zerg. The 12 o'clock base exists. It's way too much. The radiates were good. But the upgrades were too good for the Ultras, the speed upgrade was too good, and just the constant pressure was far, far too good. Soulkey, you absolute beast. End of the day, 134,000 points for Soulkey, 107,000 for Sharp. Did outproduce the Terran player, 566 to 345, which is crazy. Ended up killing fewer units, but again, when you outproduce, you can get away with that. Resources, it just yeah, this makes all the world of sense. So much more gas, minerals even 3,000, 3,500 more, and then outspent the Terran player overall in total resources by about 9,000, which the Ultras were a big part of that. So GG to Soulkey, just beast moded his way through that one. And I mean, the Terran didn't kill a base. I think he might have killed a couple drones, but crazy. Absolutely crazy stuff there from Soulkey. Just terrifying. A terrifying Zerg player all over the place. Alright. Well, beautiful stuff. So that right there is going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered and a Patreon cast. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe. If you like what you saw and what you heard today, you can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.